and he boxes them. And so we always have to watch Walter. That's why I knew where he was because I was leaving the doggies out. And so I put the dogs out and came back, and he was sitting there very nicely in the front Thumper's room. And he was just sitting there. And I remember kneeling down and petting him and telling him what a good boy he was because he didn't chase the dogs that time. That was 5 o'clock. And then 5:15, because of the bad weather, the bad fog, and oh, it was drizzling and misty. It was just icky out there. Um, Sarah came late, and the first thing she said was, "Is Walter here?" Because there was a gray cat with a collar in the middle of the road. And I asked her where. She said it was 2 houses down from here. And I said, "Oh, that can't be Walter because I just saw him in the Thumper's room." And then she mentioned that he had a bobbly head. Well, it was like, um, that has to be Walter because how many gray collared bobblehead cats do you see out there? Not many. So she and I go back there and look and no Walter. And then we looked and we looked and we looked and no Walter. So of course we started the great search then. Um, I was astounded. I don't know how he got out. So anyhow, all day long, volunteers were in and out all day long. Pam came from Columbus, right, to help. We had volunteers come all day. We had pizzas ordered for us. Woods were searched. 80 some flyers were put out. Newspapers. We put it in the newspaper. It'll be in tomorrow. I don't know how many different radio stations. Um, Gosh, the boat, the neighbor with the boat went up and down the riverbank looking for him. We just had people everywhere looking for him, and no Walter. And so I was coming back on my way back from seeing Paul when I got, every time my phone rang, I looked at it and I was so excited every time it would say like Lynette or Jimmy or the rescue center. None of them. So this last one though was Martha L. And I just knew it had to be him. And I said, do you have Walter? And she said, yes. And I said, I will be there in less than a minute. And so the story, what happened was they had searched and searched and searched, but Lynette and Martha said that they would do one more walk. And so they and Steve walked down to the bar. You guys know Power Dam Express is right down there. That's where we get our chips on Thursday evenings. And Steve went in to talk to those people, so he says, to make sure they had their flyer. And Martha and Lynette came back on the riverside. And they were looking and looking and looking, and Lynette spotted them. So the road, where the road ends, the guardrail is just right there. And then from where the guardrail is to where he was, it was probably no more than that distance. And he was laying there all curled up. And she said, quite honestly, her first thought was that he probably got hit by a car and was just laying there. And she, put her arm on him, and you know how he does that, his head jerks up. And it was Walter with his meow. So our Walter was home. So brought him in, they put him in this cage, gave him a litter box, which of course he wasn't going to use. And he ate a whole can of food. So we were thrilled. We were thrilled. I was so worried. Everybody was so worried. You guys were awesome out there. I imagine that was kind of hard for you guys too, being in there, not here, helping us. And you guys sent your prayers and your love and your caring, and that Walter is.
At home in New Zealand, I wouldn't have gone to sleep all night.
Yeah,
I'd have been sat there all night.
I know. 12 hours, almost 12 hours to the dot. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. I cannot tell you. I just. I will try Lillian. Remember, she's a very, very shy girl. We'll try it. Yeah, we are FFRC Nation with Walter. So I know we were all so worried. It was just a horrible thing. Plus 100 plus posts. Oh my gosh. I started to read some of the posts from when I put put it on the blog this morning, and then I couldn't because everyone I was just crying and crying. I just had to stop. So, and I know I have not figured out yet how he got out. And there was only one door because I did not go in the mail room, and he certainly was not in the mail room. He had only been in Thumper's room. That door was open to the welcome room office, but not the mail room. So there's only one door out. And that one, nope, there's no. Whoa, did we check the screen on that?
Yeah, they checked it.
That one?
It was fine.
So
I'm just wondering if it just didn't close till.
yeah, you know, but after I realized he really was gone, I opened and shut that door probably 10 times, and every time it come and, do the click shut. So I don't know. I do think, though, and gosh, I hate to think of this, but I do think, though, that I put a bag of potty outside. And if he snuck out that fast, but I sure didn't see him. I mean, it's like this far. Opened it, put the bag down, and came back. And it's the only thing I can think of. He is fast. So that's our Walter story. So he's Wigglin Walter the Wanderer.
That's going to be an epic saga now, I bet that's us.